Hello, Radiant Spirits. It's Feather with Feathers Ancient Wisdom with your reading for Samhain or Halloween. We're going to be using Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz, Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle, illustrated by Giada Rose. This is the back of the deck, and all of their decks have a foil on the side. Brand new. Look at how sticky that is. Okay, so we're going to have to really kind of crunch these guys open. Ooh, you hear that? It sounds like bones breaking. Not really, but I'm trying to be spooky. Alrighty. So this is coming to you on Samhain. Hello. What we're doing is we're doing an oracle reading that is going to be for the duration of this season of the witch. So that's going to take us from Halloween into Yule, okay, which is December 21st about, depending on the year. We're getting all kinds of stuff. Look at this. All right. Any others want to come out for this time period between Halloween and Yule? If so, please speak up and fly out. We appreciate you. Angels and guides and those of a higher dimensional reality that have our best interest in mind. Yes, I see you. Just wondering if anybody else wants to come out, because I'm in the middle of this. Yep, you. Okay. I knew there was one more. All right, we got 6 today. For those of you just joining me, sometimes double cards come out. I don't necessarily read what's behind unless it's obvious, and my intuition picks up that it's meant to be. So we're not going to be reading the ones that are below these cards, but we're going to start off with grief. All right, let me read it and then I'll show it to you guys closer. It is but a mere glimpse of nothingness hidden away deep within the chambers of your mourning, in the red clovers birthing lost illusion. So part of what has been happening lately is we are all transforming, right? We are all growing, we are all adapting, and we are moving into our best and highest versions of ourselves. Well, as we do that, we leave a part of us behind. And sometimes we grieve that part of us. So this isn't necessarily grief for a loved one. If you have lost someone, my condolences, love and light to you. And this may be physical, the literal grief that you are feeling right now. However, what I am getting is this is more of a loss of who you used to be. And just remembering that that is still a part of you, and you can still bring that part of you out that you love and you miss. Like if it's your inner child, go do something playful and fun. Whatever it is for you, tap into what it is that you're really missing about yourself, and you can go forward into, still being, that person in a way. Still having some of those attributes, because it's just an illusion that you lost it. You didn't really lose it. It's still a part of you. Okay, so tap into that. Now, see, I picked this up and Banshee showed up. We're going to read both Banshee and Apples because that was interesting. All right, Apples. To taste, one must swallow it whole, and beneath the satin flame hides drowning waters. To taste, one must swallow it whole. Interesting. And beneath the satin flame hides drowning waters. I have to sit with this one a little bit. So again, I feel like this is more talking about life and not being like literal flavors and apples, obviously, right? And in order to taste, one must swallow it whole. You must indulge in the whole activity. You must take it on fully. You can't just dabble a little bit here and there, like the jack of all trades. You want to dive head first, fully immersed into whatever it is that you are looking to achieve and you are looking to learn. You want to make sure that you're taking it all in, okay? Because that is where we have fire and water. That is our passion and that is our emotion. So that's when we're going to feel it the most. We're going to feel it the best, is when we are just fully immersed and we're going all in on it. Okay. So no more dabbling, no more just stepping your toe in. You need to go full speed ahead and just take that leap of faith. Okay. I'm going to move some cards over now. And Banshee came out. Heed my warning, dear child, for what I hold is far from unsung lullabies. Swallow a nail, and you can expect bleeding from within. Okay, so just again with swallowing, and again, these are brand new cards and they were stuck together, so it's the 5 after the 4. And again, talking about swallowing, right? And what we're taking in and what our energy is. And so making sure that you're not doing, it's like the warning side. So it's like the hopes, and then we have like the fears here with, okay, if we take on too much, right? When now it's not an apple, it's a nail, and it's going to puncture us and it's going to hurt us. Okay. So it's like there's a fine line between totally indulging and totally going full, speed ahead to like, okay, let's tap on the brakes a little bit. Now we're like in the danger zone. We're, taking on too much and we're overwhelming ourselves, or we're diving a little bit too deep into somewhere where we should not be going. Okay. You just want to make sure that you're within that speed range, that limit, and you don't take it too far. That's what Banshee is warning you with this one, coupled with apples here. Okay. So as we move forward in this season, go for it, but not too much. Okay. Black Cat. There's a curious journey in the depths of the unknown, hidden so deep that only the brave will gracefully return to the light in their eyes, will return with light in their eyes and shadow leading home. So again, I feel like this is a little bit more of a warning as you move forward in your endeavors this season. As you're going forward, yes, be curious. Yes, dig deep, go into the unknown, learn all of that stuff. I feel like there's more of a call. Like last week we had Kabbalah coming up. So there's like hidden knowledge. Ooh, getting chills. Like deep down hidden knowledge and wisdom that you must tap into, that you must go on a journey within, and a journey through what the universe has in store for you, and all of this ancient wisdom. Tap into it, right? And as you go in, make sure that you're brave and make sure you go in with grace. And that is also, to me, discernment, right? You want to go and access this knowledge and learn and absorb what you need. And there's sifting that needs to be done. So you're going to get all of these, all of this information, right? That may be truths for some. And how I'm equating this is like my understanding of like different religions out there. So you're going to go and you're going to go learn about a lot of religions, but you need to sift through all of the political BS, right? All the stuff that was added in, for control, the fear, the guilt, any of those lower vibrational feelings aren't the truth. But deep in within every single religion is a truth nugget, and probably more. So it's like you're sifting like gold, sifting for gold, and You're trying to find those truth nuggets that are within there. And you got to let all of that other stuff fall through that is not important. And you need to search and pinpoint exactly what it is that the universe is trying to speak to you. And as you do that, that's when you're going to be returning with light in your eyes. That's when you're going to leave some shadow behind, the shadow work. You're going to get through some stuff, okay? And you're going to come out a brighter, more radiant spirit as you go through it. So, I'm getting chills again. Just make sure that you don't take everything as fact and as 100% important. There's a lot of noise out there, and it's tuning into the station that is correct for you and focusing on that wavelength because it's meant for you, and tuning everything else out. I mean, think about like not only like all of the channels, the frequencies that hold music on the airwaves, but then every single one of us could be listening to their own playlist, whatever it is that they're consuming. There's television signals. I mean, Earth is freaking noisy, and it's having to like really shut out the things that are not useful to you and really fine tune and pick out what it is that you want. And I'm getting like cherry picking out of this. You know, you just gotta like cherry pick those things that are just perfect for you, and you're gonna come back a more beautiful and brighter and enlightened being at the end of this by Yule. So I'm excited to see what you all learn. Right, next we have Graveyard. There is a song that bellows in the peace of knowing no end, in acknowledging the crossroads of eternity. This is beautiful. And for those of you that are actually gripping with real grief of somebody's passing, know that there is something beyond. We all have our own ideas of what that is, and everybody's truth is their own, right? So it's like I can tell you what I believe, and that's my truth. That's the reality that I live in, and that's the reality I'm going to experience, right? Everybody has their own truth, and there's not just one right way. They're all simultaneously correct. Okay? It's like every single possibility is available, right? Nothing the human mind can imagine is impossible, or it is possible, to probably misquote Gene Roddenberry. So it's like understanding that those are all alternate realities. Those are all alternate timelines. And you actually can choose which one you want to be on. How do you want to experience death? Do you, and the end of our time? And coming to grips with, yes, our time on this planet, in this existence and reality, dimension, whatever, it will end and it will change into something more and something else. And it could be coming back and doing it again for reincarnation. It could be going to somewhere beautiful like heaven. It could be like, oh my gosh, now we're just like dwelling in all the things that we didn't do, all of our regrets, all of our failures, and we're stuck in this lower frequency, and that's our experience of hell. I mean, you could just ascend to another dimension in reality and have a total, light being existence. We believe in the law that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, so it has to go somewhere. Where is it going? And is that your soul? So think of it as a journey. And yes, it's the unknown, but the unknown doesn't have to be scary. The unknown can be whatever we want it to be, and it can be beautiful. And I'll just share with you right now, like, I'm comfortable. Like, if my time comes today, if it comes tomorrow, whenever it shall come, I don't wish it to be any earlier. I know it'll happen in divine timing. and I have faith and belief in that. But when it comes, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid anymore. And I used to be. I used to be very much afraid of the beyond. But I have come to terms with my beliefs and in my reality. And so I have faith and a belief in knowing that it's going to be just a new adventure. We'll see what happens. I don't know. But it doesn't have to be grim, you know, and it can be peaceful, and it can be full of knowledge. And it could be something to, you know, not necessarily call to us quicker, but to welcome when it comes. That, ooh, getting emotional. Sorry, give me a minute. Like we watch a movie, we read a book, we hear a story, they come to an end. And so too will ours. And let's hope that we live a beautiful and wonderful existence to our fullest, so that when the end comes, we could know that we had a beautiful and fulfilling story, and it was an epic tale to be told, and welcome in something new to come. Wow, that got a little deep. Ooh, okay, we're moving on. Now, this is all, again, stuff that we're going to be coming to terms with, things that we're going to be understanding in these next 3 months here as we step into the darkness. Sorry, it's way less than 3 months. From October 31st to Yule, which is December 21st, thereabouts. So a little less than 2 months. As we are moving into this darker time, the earth in the sorry, give me a minute. As we have less and less light, right? Our days are longer and longer, and we have more darkness, so to speak. It's like that time to like really go within and really learn about ourselves and really come to terms with these things, these darker topics that people don't like to talk about, you know, but death is something everybody experiences, not just in their own life, but those around them. It's all around us every day. And so it's not necessarily something to shy away from. It's something that you can embrace as a beautiful part of life, just like a birth. Okay? It's why like we've kind of changed from these sad memorials and like the Victorian times where they were mourning for weeks and months. It's like now we have celebrations of life. Like, how amazing is that? Okay, so moving right along. Another thing that we're going to be touching on at this period is third harvest. Daughters of the woods, feel thy sacred swell with suppleness. Taste the gathering of honey's milk filling your emptiness. So this is all about self-care and self-nurturing. This is you making sure that you're taking yourself. As you go on this journey, as you touch into these secret, darker, hidden aspects of reality, as you take these things on, you know you have to watch the fine line that you don't go too deep, you know, and you're not traumatizing yourself. So you need to make sure that you're feeding yourself and touching on like your past of what it is that you really like to do. So there's something that's may have been passionate about in the past and you just haven't had an opportunity to do that. It's like, okay, let's do that thing. Let's feed our soul. This is what it's about. It's feeding your soul with the things that you love and you're passionate about, that bring you joy, bring you happiness, and know that you can pull yourself out of any dark place by doing those things, by remembering those things. Okay? Pick up the phone, call somebody. You need a pick me up. You know, put on that silly favorite movie of yours and laugh your butt off. You know what brings you joy. So start to do those things. Feeling too dark, make sure that you're bringing yourself joy. You're doing what you can to make yourself have a joyful situation, okay? So, yeah, just make sure that you're feeding yourself, you're taking care of yourself, and you're not diving in too deep into this hidden knowledge as you go. And finally, witch. Grab hold, allow the dwelling fire within the belly, awaken all that is. A mere glimpse, a delicate pull at the very roots living in the alchemy of self. So by the end of this, by the time Yule comes around, my radiant spirits, you're going to be way more in touch with yourself. You are going to have gone through a journey of the soul, and you are going to come out a brighter, more radiant spirit, just as we were talking about with Black Cat over here. Okay, so what it's going to do is ignite that fire within the belly. It's going to give you that passion. It's going to say, like, okay, this is it. This is what makes me feel good, makes me feel joy. This is what I've been missing. This is what I've found. This is like, you're gonna have one of those light bulb moments as we approach the end of this season, because you're gonna be lighting some fire within yourself, some passion, and and the magic with it. Okay, when people talk about alchemy, when people talk about magic, it's manifestation, right? It's where our mindset is that takes us to and builds the reality around us. It plays that movie in front of us that we walk into. So as you're creating yourself greater joy and wisdom, you're letting go of some fears you may be holding on to. You're really working through this transitional period of yourself as you've kind of left a part of you behind, and you may be feeling numb and feeling lost a little bit without some direction. Trust me, by the end of this, you're going to feel direction. You're going to know exactly where you're headed and where you're going and where you want to go, and getting yourself on track to go there. Okay. This is like, we've made some moves and changes. We may have like shifted timelines, and now we're on a better timeline for our highest good. And so we need just a little bit more direction as we move forward. And trust me, you're going to get there. You're going to feel it. Well, Radiant Spirits, this is your reading for Samhain. I hope it resonates with you. I hope you dig deep and you get some hidden knowledge and you work through some things, and it brings you to a brighter, more radiant spirit at the end of this. Blessings, love and light to you all. Happy Samhain.